we're here in 2020 where Nick Jr. is still solid and it's still limping along on Nickelodeon into a great security, which is leading to a hate base going on, which was about to go very, very toxic, according to some people, or I don't know if the fandom is getting toxic or not, but I don't know if it's not toxic or not. But we need to talk about how Nick Jr. is falling apart, and it's how it's starting to fail. So, back in 2019, Nickelodeon and Smart Study joined forces and invested in this project show of Nickelodeon and Smart Study's original programming known as Baby Shark's Big Show. And also, the reason for this is because Baby Shark, the main song, which goes do 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 do, which has been going viral on the internet, and it was part of YouTube Rewind, and people, excluding GoAnimators, hate Baby Shark for a burning passion. All except for me and some users who liked Baby Shark, which is good, but still some people handles people's opinions on Baby Shark with great passion. But that's not the point. The reason why Nick Jr. is falling apart is because they are showing Baby Shark songs, and they're showing them during special events. Like, for example, we have the Undersea Adventures Week. We had Underwater Takeover, which was on January 31st, 2020. I already know. Baby Shark was launched in April 2020, but he was actually launched in January 31st, 2020, but then joining Nick Jr. later, after Max and Oobi ended their run. And also, during the summer, there was Baby Shark's Big Week, with great sensational adventures and music videos, like Shark Dance Party and others. And sure, Baby Shark is the most hateful character, but it's according to people's opinion. It's everyone's opinion to hate Baby Shark whatever they want. And instead of just respecting other people's opinions, they just simply bash and disrespect people's opinions, which are very heartless, which cause everybody to go at a difficult band. But when people still watch Nick Jr., they are surprised that Baby Shark isn't there anymore. Because one Baby Shark music video, which was a Soul Survivor, was Washing Hands with Baby Shark, which ended its run. Nick Jr., that we all know of, is starting to fall apart, and something needs to be done by this point. Noggin was a great Soul successor, but was replaced with Nick Jr. as a spun-off to Nickelodeon's long-running preschool block that outlasted all kid blocks, excluding Kids WB and excluding ABC Kids, Fox Kids, and many more in ratings. It was a Soul Survivor in block, and it's starting to die off. What are we gonna do? No. There is another way we can help and save Nick Jr. from falling apart, even if it has Baby Shark in it. Welcome back to another history video. We're going to talk about the first ever attempt preschool block that is outside of Nick Jr. And it's the first ever attempt to my FanMade network. Today we need to talk about Tajmir Jr. So, my new media networks group, Tajmir Duran Fam 2002 Domestic Cable Media Networks Group, is a soul surviving company. I made this up because I thought it should have a great look and change. It looks so awesome, it looks so good, it looks so familiar. So, my random company, Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group, outright all the brands, the Mouse 61, Random RS, and Tajmir Network. They also made negotiations with the CW, My Network TV, Fox, NBC, some NBC affiliates, some ABC affiliates to air new blocks like Tajmir TV and many more. Also, I have a friend of mine who made this block and asked me if he could create a new block called Tajmir Jr. So, it's a possibility that all of Noggin's programming are coming back at this great significant thing. Next week, get ready for an all-new block every weekday morning called Tajmir Jr. Stay tuned next week on Monday. In October 2020, Tajmir Jr. had officially debuted. Tajmir Jr. is an American-paid children's programming blog and channel that first appeared on Tajmir Network in 2020. It originated as a weekday morning blog after a dealment between myself and Local Fan of 2003 and Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group. After Randomize's programming was acquired by the company, Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group. And after Randomize's Baby Shark programming was acquired by Nickelodeon and Smart Study, it's originated to broadcast and fill in the void that Noggin and Nick Jr. left behind. And also, it acquired many of the shows that Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. and Noggin used to air. Well, here are original programming that Nickelodeon had aired during the 1990s, 80s, and also others. So what's your question? What does Tajmir Jr. air? Exactly, to fill the void that Nick Jr. left behind. So, there are some series that first came out. Here are the series: The Upside Down Show, Jasmine Music Show, Play With Me Sesame, Oobi, The Original Blues Clues, and 123 Sesame Street, which is a repackaging of various Sesame Street seasons from the past, and they were only from the past. So, see, some kids did not see the repackaging of various Sesame Street seasons back then, and they weren't very prevalent because Noggin was repackaging various Sesame Street seasons, but were sadly discontinued, and also 123 Sesame Street stopped airing on Noggin completely during the 2000s when Sesame Workshop sold its share of Noggin to Viacom. The Wiggles, Little Bear, Wonder Pets, Max Ruby, The Winx Club, and Cubix Robots for Everyone had got their start debut on Tajmir Jr. Since Cubix Robots for Everyone is rated TV-Y anyway, it made its debut on the channel and the block, along with The Winx Club and The Wiggles as well. The GoAnimate House, which is Tajmir Network's original series, made its first debut as well. Even though it's still debuted on Random RS, it made its first debut on Tajmir Jr. since it's Tajmir Network's original series, and its first original series, and that wouldn't be the last. I also made the GoAnimate Plotagon House, a spin-off and a merge of the GoAnimate and the Plotagon House. This is a spin-off. This is actually my first attempt to ever make a big crossover. Several more acquisitions were made. These included Baby Looney Tunes, The Mr. Men Show, Sprout Show Kipper, and the later Nick Jr.'s original series, Little Bill. Well, not only Tajmir Jr. now has a channel of its own, they have these programming blocks, just like how Tajmir Network is doing, and it's still going for this very year. I'm going to show you a few programming blocks I've introduced. Yeah, only a few, like 3 or 4 of them. Here's the first one. It's called Tajmir Jr. Friday Night. It's a Friday night block. is still aimed at the same demographic like preschoolers. It's similar to Tajmir Network's Friday Night, but with its own Tajmir Jr. flavored. Also, with this programming block came with live at TajmirNetwork.com, where preschoolers get to choose to pick up the character, just like Cartoon Network would do. With this look, live at TajmirNetwork.com, during Tajmir Jr.'s Friday night, this is actually a primetime Friday block for Tajmir Jr. This is Tajmir Jr.'s first time doing a Friday night block in primetime. Also, the Tajmir Jr. Friday night compiled all classic Nick Jr. cartoons that hadn't been seen primetime Nick Jr. slots in years. There's another programming block called it's called the Superhero Wednesdays. A Wednesday block of superhero adventures. No, it doesn't have action adventure cartoons like Toonami or Boomerang from Cartoon Network and Boomerang. They have TV-wide rating superhero adventure shows from like the original Blue's Clues and You, and also with Miss Spire, Sunny Patch Friends, and others. Yeah, it's like an action adventures block, but preschooly style. There's another programming block called the Tajmir Jr. Hubbub. A programming block where preschoolers get to do live chats on the Tajmir Network website, which has the Tajmir Jr. website. Shows premiered on the Hubbub, which was revived thanks to an acquisition with Nickelodeon and Sesame Workshop, such as Blue's Clues, Kipper, Gilgal Island, and The Legos Window. The latter of these were introduced during the new premiere of Tajmir Jr. Also, by the way, this is Tajmir Network's first attempt at a preschool block, so please do not hate me for this because, after all, I have major programming blocks. I have more programming blocks. The next programming block I'm going to show you guys, it's Tajmir Jr.'s Super Saturday Morning. Tajmir Jr.'s Super Saturday Morning is where preschoolers get to watch their favorite Noggin and It Jr. shows, and also it's where everybody gets to watch great animated preschool programming on Tajmir Jr. and viewers of preschoolers can watch it whenever they want. Though several more acquisitions were made. These included the Mr. Men Show and Santiago de Seas. Also, interstitials are going to be aired during commercial breaks, which include this included like the ones from Nick Jr. like Tajmir Network / Tajmir Jr. Music, Tajmir Network 811, which is a new type for like I don't know, like for families and others, and revival from HBO Kids' Jam, The Way I See It. Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group also announced that Tajmir Jr. will have a Spanish channel known as Tajmir Jr. en Español, a Spanish word for in Spanish, evening family block, and a school block. Similar to PBS Kids, this version like PBS Kids preschool, but more educational. And yes, I know the PBS Kids preschool block was discontinued, The Land Down Under. There's also another programming block called Tajmir Jr. Go. Tajmir Jr. Go is aimed at grade schools who are too old for standard Tajmir Jr., i.e. 6 to 12, similar to Noggin and PBS Kids Go's age demographic. Shows that will premiere during the Tajmir Jr. Go era included The Electric Company, Square One Television, Ghost Rider, Word Girl, Fizzy's Lunch Lab, Design Squad, Fetch with Rough Men, and many more. Also, Tajmir Jr. premiered Niao Kai Lan, and also Dora the Explorer, the original one, not Dora and Friends Into the City. They did not want to, acquire it. Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group and Tajmir Network and Tajmir Jr. were starting to acquire some Baby Shark music videos, but unfortunately they changed their minds and they failed miserably because they don't want to be Nick Jr. number 2's top number 1 haters. Maybe it's probably for the best. But why is this? Well, Nickelodeon proposed that Tajmir Jr. should have Baby Shark music videos just like Nick Jr. and the main Nickelodeon block, but Tajmir Domestic Cable Media Networks Group decided that Tajmir Jr. should have non-Baby Shark music videos. This is probably for the best, and it was the logical choice. Anyway, guys, I hope this filled you out with Tajmir Jr. Tajmir Jr. is like a preschool blog, but this time it's going to be helping to fill the void that Noggin and Nick Jr. left behind, but a bit more educational. And Tajmir Jr. is made for older kids and preteens demographic, including young children and preschoolers. And also, this is the reason why we're making some programming blogs like Tajmir Jr. Go and many more. Also, by the way, we are also attempting to make those singing sharks, but we failed to make one. That's those singing sharks. But this is a Baby Shark blog, so we are not putting that on there. No. Just no. Sorry. Tajmir Jr. is supposed to be a non-Baby Shark free channel. I mean, I know Nick Jr. has Baby Shark, but it still has a long way to go. So let me know in the comments. What do you think of Tajmir Jr.? Do you think it's the first attempt and it's gonna go good? Let me know. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.